Halloween will be here before you know it, which means it's time to start working on all those DIY projects.
Yeah, we went ahead and did a few more.
Yeah, there we go. Mine's so messed up.
We're gonna take you through the top 5 tools that every Halloween DIYer should have to let you build a whole bunch of awesome Halloween props.
We have a lot of Halloween projects on our channel.
Today we're gonna set our house on fire.
Today we're gonna make a skull tiki torch. And today we're gonna build a countdown clock to Halloween.
Scarecrow. We're gonna build a scarecrow.
And today we're gonna make a spooky Halloween light. And today we're gonna make a fog chiller.
And almost all of them can be built with just these 5 tools.
So the first tool you're gonna need is a chip brush or an old paintbrush. These come in a ton of different sizes, but our go-to is 1.5 inch.
What is a chip brush?
So a chip brush is like a disposable brush. It's got like the wood handle, it's got natural fibers, they're really cheap. Now the reason you want either a chip brush or a crappy old paintbrush is for texture. Now if you get like a regular smooth paintbrush, you can't get really cool texture. But with these, with the really stiff bristles, you can get a whole range of awesome textures with it.
And what's really nice about this is you don't need fancy, expensive paintbrushes. In fact, the old crappy ones are better for texture.
So you can get them on Amazon, you can get them at your big box store, or you can dig them out of your old craft supply box that you haven't looked at in like 5 years.
Yard sales, eBay, Craigslist, like old paintbrushes are awesome.
Now if you want to level up your brush game, you should also get like a really thin, fine brush. That's something you can use to like paint in cracks on tombstones and paint in words and like get some dark, shadow detail in there. There's a lot of stuff you can do with a tiny brush. But if you don't have a tiny brush, you're still gonna be okay, because you have the chip brush.
The second tool on our list of must-haves for Halloween is a drill. Now this is one of the most versatile tools you can have in general. In fact, when I lived in a studio apartment by myself, eating like ramen every night for dinner, I still made a point to buy a drill just so I could have it for doing stuff around the house and building projects.
Now what's great about these is how versatile they are. You can use them to drill holes or drive in screws. You can attach just about any bit, which really helps out with your projects.
There are a lot of different types of drills. There's different brands, there's different quality, and there's a huge price range of things you can get. But for our type of projects, we really don't need a high-powered drill. A simple battery-powered cordless drill is gonna be really handy for you to bring out into the yard and like work on stuff around the house.
Now, if you do get the rechargeable battery, just make sure it's always charged, because the worst thing in the world is to be in the middle of a project and have your battery die.
So whether you are drilling holes in the top of a skull, or you're driving a screw in to hold something up, or drilling holes in the side of your fog chiller, there's a million different ways to use this, and it's a must-have tool.
Next tool or set of tools that every Halloween DIYer should have are tools for cutting.
Yeah, we decided that we'd do a bonus and that this could be 2 things, because basically it's just, so you can cut things. Cutting fabric, like with the scissors, or cutting wood or cardboard
or foam.
Foam, yeah, like anything you need to cut, which is when you're building props, a lot of stuff.
Now, unlike the chip brush, with these, kind of quality is key. You want sharp, because if you don't have sharp tools, you're not going to be able to cut as easy, you're not going to get your straight lines. So it's worth it to invest in a pair of sharp scissors and get a bunch of blades that you can, toss when one gets old.
These utility knives, the blades are, they're disposable, they're really cheap. It's like a couple of dollars to get a new pack of blades. And then for scissors,
yeah, these are just your standard scissors. What I actually do recommend is if you're gonna do stuff with fabric, you get a pair of scissors that is just for fabric. Don't use them on anything else. Hide them away from your children, your husband, like it's true. And then you can have your other scissors, which are used for basically everything else.
I think it goes without saying, but sharp tools are sharp. So, if you're gonna have sharp blades like this around, be careful with the kids and things like that. But they are essential for making Halloween props. The next must-have tool on our list is a heat gun. This is used for heating things. It's kind of like a hairdryer, like a super-powered hairdryer.
But without the wind, which is key.
Yes, it doesn't blow things around. There's a tiny little bit of air coming out, but mostly it's just really hot air, which you can use to like melt wax for, different effects. You can use it to melt foam and give it a really cool texture.
You can also use it to melt skeletons and give them kind of a cool shape.
That worked really well.
It did. We went way too long without a heat gun. Now that we have it, we use it all the time.
We actually tried using your hairdryer for a while, which, you know, in a pinch that works kind of, but this is like way better.
You can also use it to unfreeze your ice maker in your fridge.
That is true, true story.
No Wicked Makers video would be complete without the hot glue gun. This is our favorite tool, and I'm pretty sure we've used it in almost everything we've ever built on the channel.
We get comments all the time that are like, this channel wouldn't exist without the hot glue gun. Totally true.
It's great in a pinch. It dries fast. It has some like bulk to it. You can use it to glue skeleton arms. You can glue fabric together. You can glue wood together.
You know, another thing to notice is this is about the cheapest one you can possibly get. And we've had it for years and it works fine. This is not an expensive tool, and it is, like we said, probably the most useful thing in the whole shop, at least for the type of Halloween projects that we like to do.
So we use kind of just the standard glue sticks in here, but there are different types of glue sticks, so I've heard, that you can use. There's like black glue sticks if you want, you know, a black color. There's stronger high heat glue sticks if you want it to withstand, you know, the hot Texas sun, which is an important thing to note. If your prop's gonna be out and you live somewhere where it's really, really, really hot, eventually it'll melt and come apart.
Which though can be a good thing and useful sometimes. It's not like a super glue that's gonna bond and be stuck forever. You can remelt hot glue and then like, you know, reshape it or sometimes take a part off and reattach it, which is another thing the heat gun's really useful for. But you know, it's just a really useful thing to have around. It's incredibly affordable. And yeah, we use it on every single project basically.
So these are the top 5 tools that we think you're gonna need to up your Halloween game. You can build almost any of the Halloween props that we have on our channel with just these 5 tools.
If you think we left something off the list, let us know in the comments below. And if you haven't seen our Halloween projects, there's a playlist of them right there, right down there, look. So check them out and you can build almost every project in that whole playlist with just these 5 tools.
Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay wicked.
Can you say stay wicked?
Stay wicked.
A simple...
Bits for holes, bits for screws.